Never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming.
As well. Firstly, I want to thank you for coming through. And yeah, man, I've really been blessed here to be in Cape Town. Firstly, I would like to hear, who is Lee Thompson? Where does he come from? What drives him? What gets him up in the morning?
Jeez, well, thanks very much for having me on the show. I think it's such a great cause because so many people don't realize that you need to have something to get back onto after rugby. At the end of the day, there's only space for 50 people on the field, and injuries occur and things happen, and what do you do after that? You need to have something to fall back on. But I must say, like, the things that rugby has taught me is priceless. Just the camaraderie and working with people and creating those friendships and just being part of a team. That's been the best part. The camaraderie that I have with all my friends. It's been really great. And my rugby career has really set me up for life after rugby. But basically, Lee Thompson's just the average South African guy. Loves Brian, loves rugby, love having a good time with friends. But yeah, I see myself as an entrepreneur first. And it started with rugby. I knew that rugby was my path and it would lead me to the right places in my life. I knew that I needed to find something substantial that can earn an income while doing something that you're passionate about. That's very important to align those two. So get something that you're passionate about and something that can pay the bills as well. And I was fortunate to find that with rugby, and after a while I saved up quite a bit of money through rugby. I was fortunate enough to play with the Sharks and the Tickies as well. And through that, in the back of my mind, I was always an entrepreneur by heart. So I knew that eventually this day would come where I'd have to retire and choose what am I going to do now. And business just seemed to make sense to me, And sticking with health and fitness, I thought, let me take this money that I've saved and start a gym. So I opened up my first business, which was a fitness studio, and that went really, really well. But also after rugby or during rugby, I actually studied through NISA. So I think it's really important for you to get something behind your name, and I really do commend my teachers in my school, Pretoria Boys High School, and they always pushed me to study, and it was like, what's happening after rugby? Like, what's life after rugby? As a kid, you think, I'm going to be this Springbok rugby player, and at the end of the day, it's not that simple. We're all striving for that one goal, and at the end of the day, there's only space for so many people. But that's why, when that day came, I hung up my boots to retire. I had something to fall back onto, a marketing degree and some money that I've saved up. And it's so strange because the day I decided to retire from rugby, I actually got offered such a really great contract, and it was such a tough decision. I was sitting in front of the coach and I had to decide right there, what am I going to do? Sign the contract, then move on. You have
That's
to.
quite difficult.
Yeah, it was just tricky. But I knew that God had a plan for me and was leading me in another direction. I felt that rugby had its time for me. It's done a lot for me, and I'm very, very grateful and blessed for what it did. It was time to move on. But during that time, it was actually like a blank period where I didn't really know what I was going to do. But I just knew I had to move on. That sixth sense that you get, and it just happened to be modeling. So how the modeling thing came about, they approached me on social media. They flew me down to Cape Town. I was living in Johannesburg at the time, Pretoria. And it went really well, and decided to move to Cape Town, give the whole modeling thing a go. Things went really well, and one thing led to another. And also another way to pay the bills, But still, entrepreneurship is my passion, So now I just see modeling as another way of paying the bills and just creating that income to add into my businesses, because that's the most important thing to me. I want to have that beautiful, happy family life one day, and I want to be able to give my family exactly what they want. And having a good business and a good financial base to use to give that to them would be great, And just busy working towards that now, but things are going really well.
That's very well. And what was that tipping point for you when you just before coming to the end of your career, what made you make that decision to not sign the contract to carry on with rugby anymore? What was in your head at what stage?
Yeah, that's a great question because that gave me sleepless nights, before that day because I wasn't sure what to do.
Yeah.
And I prayed about it. But the tipping point would have to have been, when you're not passionate about something, or not as passionate about something, you'll never succeed. So I felt like there was a stage where I was so passionate about rugby and I was in my prime, playing really well. But I felt like at the end of the day I was maybe playing for the contract and the salary instead of maybe where I would play for free just to be there. I felt like that was the tipping point for me. But nonetheless, it was still a tough decision, but I enjoy watching rugby now and that's how I live it.
And directly after that phase when you decided to not play anymore, what challenges did you face? Because I know when I just stopped, really didn't make a big name as yet in rugby, but you still have that mental challenges where you struggle to find yourself. Who are you? You're not around the boys anymore. So it's quite a difficult phase of your life. And what really stuck to you? What kept you in there to keep on grinding towards where you want to go? Were you still missing the game, or did you know, okay, well, that's past now. Let me focus on this and just push hard?
100%. It's almost like you can compare it to breaking up with a long-term girlfriend. Rugby's been part of my life for 24 years. Until I retired. So it was definitely tough, and I had a few days where I was like, did I make the right decision? Didn't I? But when you go for something, you just got to back it. And I did that all the way, and I'm really glad where it's ended up right now, and feel very, very grateful to be where I am right now. And I wouldn't be there without rugby at all.
That's awesome, man. And what was your biggest challenge that you had, let's say during the rugby career or now currently during your modeling career? What felt like a massive setback? You're like, man, I don't know if this is going to work out. But how did you restructure yourself, realign yourself and say, well, this is just a short-term thing that I'm going through? Because there's a lot of people out there that are stuck in a mindset that, okay, well, things aren't going well right now, and then they think that is going to dictate their life, where they're going to end up in life. So we all go through challenges on bigger scales, higher scales, but what would you say was your biggest setback, and how did you overcome that?
Well, the biggest setback was, having that set salary and that comfort zone, and then stopping that, you go into this no man's land where you don't know where you belong really. So I just had a lot of faith, and I just had that gut feeling that something was coming, And then things started happening, and I just followed through with them, and one thing led to another, and it just seemed to flourish, But it was really challenging afterwards, As I said, like breaking up with a girlfriend, it takes a bit of time to get over it, And it was a big part of my life. But I think you just need to stay focused on what you want. So I had my goal in mind, and I knew that is where I would be, and that's where I want to be. And I wasn't exactly sure the time how I was going to get there, but I just had a good feeling that we'd get there. And if you put your head down, you work hard, things just happen, just keep grinding and things just happen.
I think that's the most important thing, and one of the questions that I wanted to ask you is, how important is purpose? But I think now the magnitude of purpose is, because if you follow your purpose, the rest of the things will come. Money will come, dream cars will come, all those kind of things. But it's also important not to get lost in those kind of things, because once something gets given to you, it can be easily taken away from you as well. So we spoke a lot about stewardship with myself and Courtney as well, and how to steward things is very important. But on your way as well, did you have a mentor, someone guiding you, someone specific that had a solid inspiration in your life? If you knew, okay, you weren't sure about making a decision right now, did you pick up the phone and call someone, or was it just on your own understanding?
No, actually that's exactly what I did, So I have my best friend Greg from high school days. His family has really been so supportive with me, towards me, and his father in specific, Ian Curry. We had many coffees, because there were times where I just, didn't have the answers at times. And sometimes you need a third party to come in, someone that's just going to give you the straight up answer that you don't always want to hear, but you need to hear. And he helped me with a few options, and at the end of the day, you have your different options, and you just need to choose one and stick through it, because it's for the bigger picture and for the goals. So I was really lucky and fortunate to have someone like Ian Curry, and yeah, he's been a good role model to me. He's given me really, really good advice, and he's been that male role model figure for me for many years. You know?
That's awesome. And especially for the youngsters out there who's just building their career now, coming up at Craven Week, under 19s, under 21s, what advice would you give them in a space of, okay, play rugby, play your heart out, but still prepare something as well? Because I know those youngsters, especially you guys, the youngsters out there, very stubborn, hard-headed. I'm going to become a Springbok, I'm not going to study.
Well, you know, I think we both had the same mindset.
Same mindset, but to break through to that, because I know you talk to these youngsters, but it's like they just don't listen. And I don't understand, or let me correct this. I don't understand how they can't. Okay, sorry. So basically, what I want to do is just to encourage them to make sure that they're making the right decisions at a younger age, because let's look in South Africa as a whole. There's a lot of fatherless homes where people don't really have fathers or that kind of inspiration in their lives, and it's something a lot of us struggle with.
Yeah.
But so just to make those right decisions, how can we actually say, okay, well, we're going to break through to these youngsters, and we want to make sure that we can make a difference in their lives?
Well, I think for a starting point, what you're doing now is a great way to make awareness, great awareness for this, because people don't realize like rugby has a short time span, and then what after that? Like even now it's rugby, and then it's modeling. It's also got its cut-off date.
Yeah.
But then I've got my businesses set up now, so I plan ahead. And I think that's very important to plan ahead and know where you want to go. But you know, as I said earlier, it's important to get something behind your name.
Yeah.
Like I was very fortunate with my school. My teachers always made sure that we were studying and passing our classes, whilst you couldn't go to practice or you couldn't play the matches, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's very similar to our scholarships that work overseas or in America. And it's really good, you know. You can only really play or be part of the team if you're working hard academically as well. Because the two work very closely together, you know.
Exactly.
You know, you find if you have an active mind, you have an active body. When your body's active, you have an active mind, you know. So I was encouraged to study after school, and I knew that it was very important. You know, my mother also always, you know, drilled it into my mind. Make sure you get something behind your name. Make sure you get something behind your name, because rugby can end like this. You know,
Exactly.
one game with an injury, and you're out for how long? You know, you don't know.
Exactly.
And you never know when your next contract's coming in. But if you have that comfort zone or that safety net to fall back onto, it's just better peace of mind, and also just for your future, it's much better.
No, definitely. And I was actually, while we were walking on Lions Head today, I realized when you walk on this road and it's quite narrow, and there's a lot of rocks and everything like that, so you climb these rocks and it's quite difficult. And the one thing that I realized is if you take the wrong road, like the easy cut, it's something that can literally go disastrous, where you can fall off and you can die.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think we should literally put a map in our minds, especially like that, by going into the right directions, making the right choices. Make it the same map where it's a dangerous map, where if you make the wrong choices, you can literally die.
Yeah.
I know it's quite drastic,
that's
but that's how it is. But at the end of the day, when you if you go the right way, it's not easy. It's going to be difficult, and people think, well, if you make the right choices in life, it's going to be easy. Sometimes saying no is the most difficult thing to do as well. So you need to know when to say yes, when to say no as well. But nonetheless, what was your greatest rugby memory that you can remember of scoring a try, tackling someone, being bumped?
Never been bumped.
Yeah.
It's always nice to give someone a bit of a bump off, you know.
Versus 4.
But I think, you know, my memory is basically not scoring tries and that type of thing. That's just basically the end point of a team effort, you know. That's how I saw a try. Obviously, it's always nice to score a try and get your name on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it would have to just be spending time with my friends, because I mean, we were training 3 times a day. So you have like your weight session in the morning, then you have your skill session, and your field session, and then your video session, you know. So you're with your boys and your friends, and the camaraderie just sticks with you forever, you know. So that was probably one of the highlights. But in terms of a specific game, I would have to say the final, the Currie Cup final, which we lost to the Free State, but it actually went into extra time. But it was a really, really good day, and I really remember that. It was memorable for me, and it was nice to be part of that team. It was a really good team. I mean, we had Pat Glanby there, was all the guys before they really broke through into the Springbok setup, and yeah, it's just been really good to see them follow through and do so well. Just so proud to be part of that. But yeah, definitely the Currie Cup final against the Cheetahs, which they won this time. But yeah,
We'll get there.
yeah, it was a great time in my life. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. Yeah, so basically this is the last part of the show. I just want to give you an opportunity to encourage the youngsters out there. Just give them some advice in a short period of time, and yeah, just tell them where they can find you, where they can follow you, and get in touch with you as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm on all social media platforms, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Instagram, it's at Lee Thompson 52, and Twitter, Lee_Thompson_. And my message to you is just to follow your heart, stick to what you're passionate about. I think being passionate and loving something is so important, because if you do that, you'll only achieve success with it, because it's something that you're doing daily. You need to enjoy it and be part of it, and don't do it for the money or don't do it for the memories, not the memories, but more for what it means to you and what it will do for you later on, and the rest will follow. So my message is just to follow your heart, keep working hard, and just never give up, because things don't happen overnight. Like, I mean, you've created this beautiful setup now with what you're doing to make people's lives better after rugby. I mean, it didn't just happen overnight, did it?
Yeah,
it's something that's planned over time, So your goal and what you want to do, so keep that in mind. And through the road there will be a few bumps and bruises, but you just got to stick it out and just know where you want to go. So just being dedicated and consistent with what your plan is, and sticking to it, and God has a plan for you, and just feel like, just listen to it and follow your heart, and just work your ass off.
That's exactly,
Yeah.
We can't forget the hard work.
And law of attraction is a big thing as well. You've got to visualize yourself being there, in that position, and just almost knowing how it feels before you've been there.
Exactly.
And then you will get there.
Yeah.
Just the path finds its way there. Just keep going.
No, definitely. Awesome. Thank you very much, Lee. So guys, that's the third episode. I'm excited to share this on social media. Follow us on Instagram, YouTube, and looking forward to see you guys comment on these videos. Cheers.
Thanks very much.
Thanks a lot, brother.
That's great. Thank you so much.